Welcome back in this session. Software provisioning. Basically, we create the EC2 instance using Terraform, and the more thing is that when the instance is created, we need the configuration for my instance. So instance need the server configuration, kind of API configuration, or a database configuration. So whatever server you will use, you require the configuration for the specific application. So Terraform also supports the software configuration for the specific your server needs. So let's see. So basically there are two ways to provision of your software application. So one is you can install AMI, configure your application and configuration. You can upload your required documentation and scripts, all these things, and then you can configure and install all your software. Then take the AMI backup and use the same AMI backup in the all new installation. So you have the ready-made AMI which will works with the all your future configuration. That's a single approach. The one more approach is that you can take any standard AMI and you can configure your required software. That using the Terraform functions, kind of file upload and script execution. So there are three ways for the configuration and file uploads. So one is your file upload. So I want to upload my scripts on the remote server and execute some of scripts on the remote server. And the more thing is what will do the connection over this. So this connection works over the SSH, but you have to give the secure connection over your SSH username passwords. So there are the ways to configure your SSH user way, and you can also configure the SSH with private keys. So file upload. How do we upload file on remote server? So provisioner will be used for the file upload. So provisioner, I have used a file, and you can see the source and destination. There are two things where we have passing my source file to the destination location. So I'm passing my file to the destination location where you can use your script to upload your remote server. Then you can configure your script over the server. Terraform also provides an integration with the SAP, Ansible, and Puppet. You can take the IPs when the output get, and you can run your Ansible playbooks around that. But this is the best way where you want to configure your own way your file and script with the provisioner file upload. So we have uploaded right now, and now we will going to execute the same files with the script. So the next one is the upload works with the what connection. So connection works on the username and password with the SSH. So here I have given the username is EC2 user. By default all AWS AMI instance having the default user is EC2 user, and here I have given the private key. If you want make your private key disable and you want to password enable, you have to password enable over here. So you have to pass the username and password in that case, but here the by default private key has to pass. So I have passed the private keys which I have downloaded before my server configuration. So you can configure your private key from the EC2 console. And the next one is host. Which host I want to configure? So the AWS instance created. I am taking the IP from the AWS instance created, the first resource. And the next one is the execution of my server configuration. So I want to install some of my packages over the server, so I can run my packages. You can see the remote exe will be used for the download and installation. So I have downloaded some of packages. I have copied my file from the temp to the HTML. Then I have run the server, that HTTP server I have restarted, and I am checking the server status. So you can find your status over the console. So this is a way where you can upload your file and you can run your configuration based on your required. So in next session we will see that completely demo of the upload and execution of your configuration. Terraform software provisioning configuration. So let's see the scripts over here. So this is my basic script where I have kept the resource creation, that AWS instance, the resource type I am creating, and given the name for the server is the web server. Taken the AMI instance type and key name, and the key which I have passed through the variables you can see here, and the main things which we have to understand, that's a file, that index.html, which I am copying from the local source code to the remote, that the remote destination is the temp index.html. So I'm copying my file index.html to the temp directory in the remote server. The next one I have given the provisioning, that remote exec. So this configuration that I am going to configure over the remote server, that is I am installing the yum through that httpd, that http server. Then I'm copying my copied file from the temp file to the main server file. So that I'm copying that temp file to the var file, and the next one I doing the restart of the httpd server. And the last one is I kept the server status, that's for the console message, nothing else. But we have to install, and the restart of the server is the mandatory. After that I given the configuration, that's the connection part, that passed the username, that's EC2 user, and private key. Private key I have given from the local path, and the host IP of the AWS instance which are created over the resources. So let's try to run this script over here. So I ran the Terraform plan over, and it will check the configuration over the state in the console, and it will identify what things are going to create. So here it will ask that one resource will be created over here, and no change and no destroy. Now I'm applying my configuration. Giving the confirmation for the apply. So this will create my configuration over the remote server. So it will take some time to create the instance. Apply is completed. So let's look the logs over here. So you can see, so it's connected my remote host for the uploading the file, that SSH connection over here. Then it's connected state. Then it's try to the installation of the yum update and HTTP server. So the package is untar over here, you can see here, and this is my log of the configuration HTTP server. And the last it's restarted my HTTP server, and the last is given the status of the HTTP server is running, so you can see here. So let's go to the console and see the IP. Let's refresh. Okay, one server is running now, and let me take my server IP here, that's a public IP, and I'm opening the public IP in my web browser over here. Okay, so this is my web server deployed on the that's a AWS instance. That message comes from my index.html file. Let's see my index.html file from local. So this is my index.html which we have copied. Let's see our script. So we have copied this index.html to my remote server, and we have installed the remote server and restarted the service. So this is the way the file getting uploaded and the configuration or execution to remote server using the different commands passed through remote exe.